The topic taken for discussion is the role of moisture migration in food grain storage. So before going to the role of moisture migration in food grain storage, we will see the structure of food grain, that is monocot seed. The rice and wheat is coming under monocot, that is in angiosperm. There are two divisions are there, one is called monocot and another is called dicot. The rice and wheat which we store is coming under monocot seed. The structure of monocot seed we will see. In case of the paddy, the outer covering is called bloom, the inner covering is called, that is aileron layers. This we remove during polish. This is called aileron layer. Aileron layer. Aileron layer. The outer covering is called husk. The inner covering is called, this is called endosperm. Endosperm. And then here we see the germ portion. The germ portion. The germ portion consists of this is radicle. This is radicle which will be developed into a root, that is adventitious roots. In case of monocot, since it is a single seed, it is called caryopsis, it is called radicle, it becomes adventitious roots. And then this is coleorhiza. The covering over the radicle is called coleorhiza, and here it is called plumule. Plumule become shoot, that is the shoot of the plant. This is root, adventitious roots. So this is plumule and this is coleopter, that is the covering of plumule, coleopter. And this is the scutellum. Scutellum is the part of endosperm, that is scutellum. Now we are going to see these are all called cells. There are a lot of cells will be there. This is called endosperm. Now during storage, when the moisture is more or when the moisture is in safe level, what happens to the grain storage, that we are going to see. So to understand the things, we have taken up the grain structure. The wheat is also the same. The difference is that contains the same thing. The germ portion is same. The outer covering is there, and then here it is called tuft will be there. That is the difference between wheat and rice. Another thing, it has dorsal side and ventral side. Ventral side will be having a furrow-like structure. That is the difference between wheat and rice. But both are monocot seeds. This is with regard to the grains structure. This one has to understand what is endosperm. Endosperm is the substance which gives rise to for the young plant. It supplies the food, and then it will dry away after the young plant develops or the embryo develops, and it can nurture by itself. That is the function of the endosperm. It is monocot. Only one seed is there. This produces only adventitious roots, and then the leaf blades is not having any branches. The stem is not having any branches, and then the venation is parallel venation. This is called monocot seed. Now we will be seeing the what is the moisture content in the food grain. That is in case of that is rice and wheat moisture content, the safe moisture content is 14%. In case of wheat is 12. So this way, if the food grains are stored in this moisture level, there may not be any problem at all, and the food grains will be in intact position. The ingredients will be intact, and there may not be any problem at all. So it is always safe to store the wheat in 12% moisture and rice in 14% moisture. Even if it is 30%, it is well and good. Then the moisture migration and other problems will not arise in case of food grains. So next thing we will see, then if the safe moisture, if it exceeds, what happen? If safe moisture is there, safe moisture content, no moisture migration. Moisture migration means the water vapor, moisture in the form of water vapor, moisture in the form of water vapor migrates or transfers from one grain to another grain, and from one grain to another grain migrates. Moisture water vapor migrates or transfers or moves from one grain to another grain, or from one bag to another bag, and then subsequently it gets condensed where there is very cool in nature. Inside the stack, in some places there may be very cool, where there is condensation takes place. Condensation. If condensation taken place means there the damage will occur to the food grains. So that is detrimental to the food grain storage. So it should be avoided by all means. So the moisture migration should also be avoided by all means. This is another thing. Moisture in the form of water vapor migrates from one grain to another grain, or from one bag to another bag in a stack, called moisture migration. And this moisture migration is to be avoided by all means to keep the food grain in safe storage level. That is another thing that we have to understand. Then what happens, you know pretty well that the food grains have life. Food grains respire. So only in case of the rice is called milled rice, or it is the processed rice. The wheat is unprocessed. The difference between these, the wheat is unprocessed. After making it rava, maida, or atta, or suji, then it is called processed food. Then the rice is the husk is removed. And then the arura layers were removed, the bran layers were removed. So it is called processed food. Rice is called processed food, and wheat is called unprocessed food. This is unprocessed food. This is also we have to understand what is unprocessed and processed. If the wheat is modified into, or if the wheat is milled and then made into rava, atta, maida, suji, then it is called unprocessed food. This is another thing. So then safe moisture we told already, and then respiration and temperature, that we have to understand what is respiration and temperature. When the unprocessed food or the wheat undergoes respiration because it is a life material. But in case of rice, wheat, since there is embryo or the shoot is there, root is there, everything is there, embryo is there. So it is a developing young plant is inside the rice or wheat. If it is wholesome, then that is called embryo. In case of rice, during milling, what we are doing, we are removing the embryo. This is the embryo is removed during milling. Embryo is removed. So the respiration is somewhat less. Only the endosperm respires. Endosperm respires. So in case of milled rice, the respiration is somewhat in a limited manner. The respiration is taking place. But in the case of wheat, the germ portion is intact. Germ portion wheat, the germ portion is intact. So the respiration is more in case of wheat. That's why what we say in food storage grain, we have to give very good aeration. Otherwise, the health of the food grain is affected. So suppose if more carbon dioxide is there, it will control during respiration. Carbon dioxide, excess carbon dioxide is there. It is well and good for the control of insect also. There may not be much hazardous will happen, but the thing is, it is well and good if it is aerated properly. That is with regard to the respiration and temperature. If during respiration, what happens? The temperature is also increased. So under controlled respiration and controlled temperature, the health of the food grain is maintained. So if the temperature is not controlled and respiration is not controlled, there may be respiration activity is very rapid, and there may be dry loss also will be there. So that has to be controlled by all means. That is with regard to the living material, that is unmilled wheat as regards wheat. How respiration takes place, that we will see. So the respiration takes place in the case of food grains. That is, for example, in the food grain, the C6H12O6, that is the glucose is already there, or the starch material is there. It combines with the oxygen for the purpose of respiration. To release energy, oxygen is necessary. Then what happens? Carbon dioxide and water and energy. These things are released. So more during if respiratory activity is more naturally, heat will be there, and if more heat is there, then the grain is affected. If the more respiration activity, more heat will be there, the grain is affected. So this is called suppose if it is drenched condition, there microbial activity that we are going to see afterwards. So this is C6, 6CO2 and 6H2O. So I think this is 6O2, 6 and 6. Now it is balanced. So this is glucose. Glucose, when glucose it is in the endosperm. It is in endosperm, and when it combines with oxygen, it forms into carbon dioxide, water and energy. Water is in the form of water vapor will be there. Even this water vapor is not aerated properly, that will also cause problem. And the heat energy will also create problem if it is not aerated properly. This is with regard to the respiration. So the respiration and temperature is having the effect on the grains. This is another thing. And the respiration and temperature we will be drawing by a diagram. Suppose moisture and how the moisture content and the temperature, moisture content and temperature gradient takes place. This is 5 degrees centigrade, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35 degree centigrade. So now a grain will be having 17% moisture. Wheat, say for example, wheat is having 17% moisture. Then it will be the temperature will be raised to 35 degrees centigrade. So when the wheat is having moisture, more content of moisture, naturally the temperature will be more due to microbial activity as well as respiration. So this has to be. So what is the inference from this? We have to preserve the food grain in safe storage. That is the thing which we are obtaining from this. That is with regard to the respiration and temperature. Then another thing, moisture migration and bin storage. Moisture migration and bin storage or bulk storage, or bin or bulk storage, or bulk in bin, bulk storage in bin. So naturally what is bin means? A metallic structure is called bin, with the bottom and the top is called, this is called bin. A bin means a circular a tubular structure or a circular structure, circular cubicle with top lid and bottom structure, wherein we store the food grains, rice or wheat we store. This is called bin. This may be made up of concrete or this is made up of metallic structure. Now we are storing in wheat in bin structure. The one bin in Adani, they store the wheat with very huge quantity, 12,500 metric tons they are storing in one bin. 12,500 metric tons they are storing in bin. So when we store the wheat in bin, the important thing, the outer moisture, the outer temperature is to be considered, and the inside temperature, what is the moisture content inside, these things are to be taken into account. So when the outer temperature is more, what happens inside? That will affect the temperature inside the godown. So inside the bin. So what happens inside? This is during what? During summer. We will say during summer. What happens during summer in bin? Suppose during summer what happens? The temperature is very high in the bin or the outer structures, which is made up of metal. So what happens? The water vapor goes up and then comes down. And in the core or center of the bottom, there will be the bottom will be very cool, and because of the cool nature, naturally the water vapor is condensed. We know pretty well, when the water vapor in the form of water vapor, if it is condensed or it is shrinking, when the water vapor is shrinking, naturally it will become water. The water vapor will become water. So similarly here, what happens here, due to excess heat of the bin wall, the inside, if the moisture is more in the grain and that moisture is transferred or migrated to water vapor, and that is going up due to migration, and then it comes down through the core, in the center of the core, and it get into touch with the bottom where it is so cool, so it becomes condensed into water. Naturally, when the condensation happens, what happens? The damage to the stock will occur. This is with regard to the during summer what happens. Suppose if it is winter, during winter what happens, that we will see. This is during summer. So this it is vice versa during winter. In winter season, what happens during winter? The same thing. During winter it is what we are storing in wheat. This is very the bin is very cold, so that what happens, the cold, the water vapor in the form of the hot water vapor will be going up because of its light density, and here in the top naturally there will be excess cold or it will be very cold, so the water vapor in the top gets condensed. The water vapor in the top gets condensed, and there may be damage may occur in the top. This is during the winter. So during winter, the possibility if moisture migration happens inside the bin, the damage may occur in the top of the bin. So during summer, the moisture due to moisture migration, the center of the core of the stock will have will become damaged due to moisture condensation. This is with regard to the moisture migration in bin storage. The same thing may happen in cap storage also. So instead of bin, if the same thing in cap also what we are doing, so we are leaving a small space for aeration valve in the bottom, but for other thing it is almost equivalent to bin storage. Bin storage is made up of concrete and metal, but in cap storage it is made up of the polythene cover. So the external it is not aerated it is not exposed to the air, but it is a polythene layer is there in between air and the stock. The similar thing happen in cap storage also, and particularly if the crates are not there in the bottom, the dissipation of this water vapor will not be there, and it will be condensed. If the dissipation is there, then there may not be any condensation. So for such of those stocks, it is very bad. It is good, well and good, if we provide the crates to the bottom, so that the aeration is proper and the any moisture migration is there, that will be dissipated. This is with regard to the cap storage. And another thing, important thing which we have to understand in this, what happens during fumigation. During fumigation, what we have to take care due to during fumigation, what happens? During fumigation, what happens due to moisture migration inside the grain? What we do in fumigation, this is the stock. This we cover it with a polythene cover, that is or multi-laminated MLCL cover, multi-laminated cross-laminated polythene cover, blue cover. Then it is the pakka airtight is there, so the air is prevented. The air is prevented to get inside the stocks. So during the same thing, suppose if the free moisture, if the grain is the safe moisture, then moisture migration will not be there. If free moisture is there, then moisture migration will be there, is similar to the bin storage. During summer, the possibility of moisture condensation in the bottom is quite possible. In the bottom area, the moisture migration is quite possible. And during winter, what happens? If the free moisture is rotating inside the cover and get condensation on the top during winter season. Then if we during while degassing, we may feel this damage to the stalks. And suppose if the covers, another thing also I will tell you, suppose if the covers are not properly degassed within 5 days, then what happens? Some of the stalks which has more free moisture, then condensation during winter, the condensation on the top, some folds will be there. In that, while degassing, we can see, while degassing, when we throw the cover, we can see buckets, water to the level of half bucket or 1 bucket, we can see. That is because the condensation of water, the condensation of water vapor. Inside, the moisture migration has taken place, and since we allowed it more period, the expulsion is given more period, so the condensation, more condensation has taken place, and then that caused water to the in the folds of the top, and also the top layers will also be affected with fungus. What happens? The top is affected with fungus, and what happens? The grain will be charred, and at the same time the gunny will also be, the texture of the gunnies will also be lost. So we may incur huge loss to avoid that. These things, during fumigation, if it is having more moisture, we should not fumigate the stalks unless the moisture content is very much reduced to this safe level. Even if it is with the infestation, it is coming, it should be sprayed and controlled, and then after getting dried, then only the stalks are to be fumigated. These things we have to keep it in mind, because in if you are doing fumigation, if it is more moisture, that is detrimental to the stalks. This is during fumigation, we have to understand all the things. Then we have to understand what is the that is dry heat and wet heat. Dry heat means, dry heat is usually occur due to the when the insects are more, naturally the respiration will be more, the heat will be more, then the stalk will be having more heat, that is called dry heat. Wet heat means when the stalk is drenched, or when the stalk is subject to more moisture, or it is having more moisture content, free moisture content, there also the possibility of fungus development, and the fungus respires, and by that the fungus starts anaerobic respiration, or both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Because of that also the temperature may rise, and even sometimes if it is a burning sensation will be seen in the inside the stalks. So the grain will be charred while issuing. We may feel the bottom layers might have been completely charred or completely caked up. These things will also be seen when the moisture content is more than the safer level. So these are all the things which dry heat. Wet heat is always caused due to fungus, and dry heat is caused due to insect activity. Say suppose if like that Trichoderma granular activity is there, more Trichoderma larvae will be there, then the dry heat will be, the heat will be more. This is called dry heat and wet heat. These things are also to be known by the personnel who are handling the food grains. So these are all the important things which we have to keep it in mind in the moisture migration. It is a very important aspect which is happening in the godowns, that unless we know all these things, it is very difficult to preserve the food grains. So with this we complete the moisture migration in food grains.